So this is my little farm I'm starting. I have quite a nice garden with a lot of waste. I've already planted some trees, banana trees, there's some nut trees back there somewhere. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to grow my own vegetables. Now my big plan is to have a large fully automated greenhouse. Until I can get that right and learn how to control microprocessors and use all the different sensors, I'm going to start with little patches of various vegetables, just utilize what I've got really. I'm going to try to build it as cheap as I can, buy as little as possible, and just see what happens. So to start with, I've been building up the soil here, so I've got somewhere to reverse to turn the car around, and I noticed a tomato plant had grown. That's little cherry tomatoes, they're bitter as anything, so I need to sort that out. And I've planted a variety of different peppers and chilies here. They're coming up everywhere. Some ornamental plants just to edge it. Planted that today. I think that's butternut, possibly cucumber. I don't know what vegetables are. We're learning as we go. I planted a bunch of other ones in that section over there. Just a patch there, a different patch over there. I think I planted some sweet corn down here. We'll see when it comes up. I can't actually remember what I planted where, but I'm going to keep it moist, waiting to see what comes up. At some point we'll have to deal with monkeys, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Right, moving on to the next section. This is a little meadow section I planted. I bought a pack of indigenous meadow seeds. Mung beans and a couple of other things. It looks like the beans have taken over. This I planted last year. You can see there's bean pods everywhere. I've just been cutting back because it's been getting out of hand and the gardener doesn't seem to know how to maintain it. For some reason gardeners in this country always cut the grass back as far back as they can, which means eventually you got no grass. Pain in the ass. It had grown over this section. I want lawn there again, so I've cut that back, cleared it, pruned back the bushes. Planted some marigolds, apparently they help with keeping snails away. I've got broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, marigolds, some beautiful local indigenous plants, passion fruit I think. There's my little jalapeno tree. 2 weeks ago I planted him out from a pot. I've been enjoying the jalapenos off there. Jalapenos, or however you want to pronounce it. This was an old flower garden which got overgrown. More local plants. And then those are, let me walk over there. These are my coffee trees. One's already got beans on it. Not doing so well. I think it gets too much sun. I'm not too sure. Maybe not enough nutrient, maybe not enough water, who knows. I'll figure that out. There's another little one. Over here I've got a hibiscus. Struggling a bit. I need to give it some more nutrient, water it more often. One of these is a pear tree. It's just coming out of winter, coming into spring. So it'll start to grow a bit. It's a bit shady here I think. Pear and peach, or peach and pear. Some other little weird exotic tree that I liked. It had black leaves. Snails seem to munch it. I've got a lemon tree here with some lemons on it. It's doing very well. The neighbour's got a lemon tree just on the other side of that pawpaw or papaya. So that's the reason why I planted it here, so it can germinate just in front of it. Try to zoom in and see. You can see it's got lemons too. I got a little greenhouse just there. Black-eyed Susan's growing everywhere. I've got a choichi plant growing up. Another one that's grown from the back of the property. We'll get around there eventually. This is probably going to be a long video. This is just the introduction to my garden. And then as I do more videos, I'll show the progress I make. This is my leaf pile. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit or walk back further. It's gotten way out of hand. I need to learn about composting. Right, let's move on to the next part of the garden. Right, this is just the bottom corner of the garden. Giant camphor tree. It's an alien invader, but it's a beautiful big tree, so I'm going to keep it. This little shed was, at the time, the girlfriend's office. She bailed. Then I turned it into the jacket shop. Imported jackets from the UK. But now that we're heading out of winter going to summer, that's been shut down. Next year I'll start up again. I don't know what to do with it in the meantime. Might make it the control center for the big warehouse. I'm planning on building, not warehouse, greenhouse. I'm planning on building a greenhouse in that space, or a series of greenhouse. That's Artemis, ancient Greek goddess of the hunt. Psst, psst. Come here, kitty. Hello. Psst, psst, psst. Come on, girl. Come say hello. She's a cutie pie. She's just had a little spay operation done. Poor thing. This is my shade garden. I'm busy watering it quickly. It's a little bit dry at the moment. Just a variety of whatever plants I've been grabbing from people. That stripy one there, that does very well here. I don't know what it is. I call it plant. There's some Dalmatian plants. It's the green leaves with the pink spots on. They're not doing so well. Although if I get in close, you can see the little leaves on there. They're starting to sprout. Spring's definitely here. I'm hoping to plant lots of shade plants here, just so that I can have a beautiful garden here. I want to put some chairs here, maybe a little deck. I don't know. This is a macadamia tree. It drops nuts now and then. The monkeys usually get the nuts. Pisses me off. But what can you do? Right, little bird bath. Ornamental plants. Let's go up the ramp here. Okay, what have we got this side? We have got, this is some kind of lemon tree, I think. Yeah, lemon. Just some local plants. This was here. These other two were here when I moved in. Another hibiscus. When it flowers, absolutely beautiful flowers. Some hybrid, so it's quite sensitive to the environment. I don't think it's in the right place. It struggles a bit. The snails eat it. Still need to figure out what to do with snails. Something that's just sprung up by itself. My little navel orange tree. I'm keeping it small. I've decided all my fruit trees I'm going to keep them trimmed small so I can manage them and put a cage around them to stop the monkeys getting it. I got about 9 oranges off this tree. They were delicious. They lasted for months after picking them. Fantastic little tree that. My little rosemary bush, doing extremely well. I've cut it back quite a lot. I've planted a bunch of seeds around it. I can't remember what I planted. Lavender, I think, and something else. This is just my ornamental garden. The little white, the Asilium, I think it's called it, no, whatever it's called, the white one. I planted the seeds. The other stuff, I picked a leaf off someone's driveway when I walked the dog past. Dragon fruit, snails love it, as you can see. That needs to be taken out the pot and put into the garden somewhere. I'll figure that out later. I've got Peruvian lily. These are Natal lilies growing. I got the seeds off the one that grows at the back of the property. I'm trying to propagate them. Underneath there's a little chili tree growing. I need to come in and clean out all the weeds. African daisies. That's a wisteria tree, another wisteria tree. They're not doing so well, but winter. I see new growth on the top of that. If I can get the camera to zoom. Come on, camera. There we go. Thornwood tree and 2 chilies of some kind, peppers, I don't know. I was given a huge pile of peppers, chilies, all sorts. I've planted some Carolina Reapers. This is the little garden that I was working on today. I've planted some garlic. That whole patch there's got garlic. garlic that I got from the local shop, and never got around to eating it, so I soaked it, they sprouted, now they're growing. There's an onion growing there. I've just planted some catnip and some of this, whatever this is. That one. We'll see what happens. Right, let's go up the bank. This is Freda, my little giant sequoia. Not doing so well. I think winter was a bit harsh on her. I may have forgotten to water her for a couple of weeks, months, I don't know. I don't understand time passing. Pineapple. Oh yeah, there were two pineapples down there. These are all my other chilies, busy sprouting. Chilies of different types. More lilies. Chili tree. Can't remember what those are called. My baobab, which seems to maybe have died. Last year it had like 2 leaves and then it went back to sleep. My rose bushes. This is the one I bought. I bought that one too, and that one was a cutting from this one. Over here I have got more passion fruit, grandula, whatever the vine is called. It's growing quite well. That is a pecan tree, and that is a pecan tree. And having a look, the tips, we're getting nice little sprouts here. So I think it's going to start producing leaves soon, which means spring is definitely on its way. Right, my avo tree. This is the butter avo. Still got a few avos on it, in fact quite a few. Right up top there, let me zoom in for you. Difficult to see, but yeah, delicious, absolutely delicious. There's one that's fallen down, I'll pick it up just now. This is Layla Mysteria, my beautiful sweet little Layla. She's 9 years old and she is just the sweetest, most amazing poochie ever. Hey my baby girl. Say hello. Oh, tummy rubs. Hey. Oh. This is the other avo. How do I zoom out further? Also just come to end of season with avos on this tree. There's still a few right up top there. Also incredible avos. Biggest issue is keeping the monkeys away. In fact, there's an avo lying there next to my office. And this is the office I put together for my work. It's also where I'm going to start up some businesses from. That's where I'm going to be sitting working on my microcontrollers for the big warehouse, not warehouse, greenhouse. I'm going to use the ESP32 controller, whole pile of sensors, master controller, web server controller, and try and set myself up a scalable control system which hopefully will control irrigation and monitoring of the entire garden eventually, and of the various greenhouses that are put together, whether they're micro greenhouses or one large one with micro greenhouses. Still a plan in progress. Keep watching, we'll eventually get this right. Maybe I'll forget and never upload another video, that's also possible. This is a loquat tree full of loquats. Monkeys are raiding this daily, little bastards. Don't know what to do about them. There's a second loquat tree here. Then when I moved in, idiot Jason decided to plant avos. So, avo tree, avo tree, avo tree, avo another tree, have another one. This one's doing really well. This guy is really sprouting. I think I need to cut the top off that, just keep it small. This is the parent of that one, mama tree. I never had avos this year, but she is full of flowers. So by end of this year I should be having a nice pile of avos from this one. And the monkeys come from there, the cables, across the roof and into the trees, and then we lose the entire lot. There's the parent lily from the ones that I'm sprouting. There's another one here. They're sprouting nicely. When they got flowers, I'll film them again. Oh, rainwater tank, rainwater tank. They're both linked together. They feed through to a pump that sits in there, and that feeds the house. That's a backup water supply. I am on mains. I intend getting bigger tanks at some point when money allows, so that I can try and go off grid, but I need about 270,000 litres of water a year, which is a hell of a lot. Rain level here pretty good, humidity very high, so I'm going to build a condenser too, probably just for the greenhouse. Solar geyser, I don't really use it. I've got a gas geyser too. Gas is way nicer. Solar for the lights in the house. That's connected to a solar charge controller, to a battery, and then all the lights are 12 volt LED, so my lights never go out when the mains go off. My mulberry tree, I don't usually pick the mulberries, kind of leave them for the birds. They bring the birds in the garden. The birds also eat bugs, they eat the berries, they eat everything, they shit on everything, and nutrient, so why not? There's a nice mulberry right there. Come on camera, zoom in for me. Wonder what it tastes like. A little bit green, but let's try and see if we have a ripe one. There's a ripe one. Nice. This is a pomegranate. My neighbours have got some nice trees as well. They're also into their gardening. This is the main choyote or shushu plant. It's died back for the year. This thing gets massive. You can see it sprouting again. Hello Artemis. She loves to follow me around the garden. This is my old sport warehouse I was going to do something with, but I haven't decided. I might plant another little garden here for more of the shaded veggies. Sorry for making you see stuff from waving the camera around. Well, tough luck. So the choyote grows all down here, all over this tree, just everywhere. I end up with so many of the things that I end up giving them to the neighbours. I'm going to start trading veg with neighbours. You know, get them to buy me a cauliflower or broccoli in exchange for a couple of choyotes. Why not? My old 1947 Cadillac I need to get working on. The scrap one that I bought for spares. Long story behind that, one day I might tell it. There's some old shushus lying on the floor. Choyote, shushu, lots of different names. These might even sprout. I've got some at the house which I can show you too. The neighbour also has some chili trees growing on the other side of this fence. I don't know if he's cut them back, but they used to grow through, so I got free chilies. I don't know what this tree is, but it looks like a fruit tree of some kind, or a nut tree. And this is the back of the grass pile. Let's try and zoom out. Right, heading back up to the house, back past my little garden. I planted some banana trees. I got the two big ones I got from a local nursery. Something Williams, who knows. And then a couple of smaller ones I got from an old lady in the neighbourhood who keeps selling them. There's a mulberry tree sprouting in the middle there. There. Fig tree on that side of the garden where the sprinklers, another fig tree. That's Frank the pine tree. He's beautiful. Right, that's the house with the solar that doesn't work because the batteries blew up and then the inverter blew up. Choyote's growing up there, sprouting, more lilies. That's my little starter for, there's a pineapple on the left and some onion or garlic on the right, can't recall. I've decided that whenever I cut a vegetable, whatever's left, I'm going to try and grow it. If it's got seeds, I'm going to try and grow it. Just because of all the shit that's coming with lockdown and cost of food going up and everything else planned in the near future, lockdown version 2, COVID version 400 million, all that garbage, I've decided that I'm going to become self-sufficient. So this is my little piece of heaven. Right, let me go move the sprinkler. Right, sprinkler moved. Just had to hit pause there. Excuse the shitty editing. I'm not going to do professional videos. This is me, this is my home, and this is how it's going to go. My plan, self-sufficient. Trawl the internet for ideas, try new things, try plant vegetables. It's only me living here. I'm going to try successive farming at some point. For now I've just planted a whole bunch of stuff to start off. Successive farming means that plant something every week. After X amount of time I get to harvest, and the day I harvest I plant the new item to replace that. Using that method, if I use a broccoli a week and a cauliflower a week, I need to plant a cycle of 12 of each and just keep that cycle going every week. Every 12 weeks I start harvesting and replanting. Well, I replant every week, and I'm going to try to do that with all my veg. That's the plan with the greenhouse. I thought about putting a large water reservoir here with a natural water swamp type thing flowing into it with hydroponics at the back. That's a future plan. For now, small greenhouse, micro greenhouses. This section I might do micro greenhouses too. All of them controlled by an ESP32 controller. So I can monitor hydration, temperature, I can cool it, I can heat it, I can water it, I can do everything I need to just with a little bit of program running. I have no idea how to program these things, but we have AR, so we'll make use of it. Anyway, this is it. So this is what my channel is going to be about. The things I do to get my little farm going. I'm going to call it the Sunday farm because I have one day a week I can dedicate this to, and that's Sundays. So welcome to the Sunday farm. I'll be making lots of short videos, lots of long videos, just mixed videos, all kinds of nonsense. I'll be talking about my conspiracy theories, I'll be talking about mainstream thoughts, I'll be talking about just random garbage. I am ADHD inattentive, so I might forget about this for a few months and then suddenly post more. But let's see what happens. Welcome to heaven. Got about 1,000 square meters here, 1,100 square meters. And I'm going to make use of it to plant fruits, vegetables, trees, flowers. I want it pretty. It is pretty already. I love this garden. But I'm going to be planting flowers and vegetables together like I've done with this lot. So my flower gardens are going to be vegetable gardens. I'm going to have vegetable gardens with flowers. I'm going to have flower gardens and vegetable gardens. Just everything. My little neighbour's dogs. They're really cute. They yap all the time, but I'm okay with it. Kind of just ignore them. The other neighbours get so pissed off. Shame. Dogs will be dogs. Right. What else is there to say except that's it. Keep an eye out for the next video, I hope.